National Football League. And we'll see the Steelers' leader at quarterback. He had a week off last week, now ready to get moving again after the bye. It's the Steelers and the Bengals on Sunday night.
Oh, the cold weather certainly. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw here, out of the gun. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Back to throw. Golden. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
No surprise they decided to throw on 3rd down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They run again with Harris. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13. Down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. It's brought in by Harris. Call it a gain of a yard, and that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Open man is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers. Deontay Johnson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Steelers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set and racing going through.
Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. He had the touchdown pass on their previous drive, and they'll search for another score as they begin here with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Golden. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Golden. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he will have a Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Harris running straight ahead. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They hand this off to Harris. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. A Steeler 1st down on the pickup of 11 yards. give. This is Harris. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. On second down, this is Harris. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. The Steelers at 6-3 on the year, and they come in playing pretty well, 6-3 in their last 9.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 18 yards that time to push him up, first and goal.
That's a big league job there, getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up first and goal.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. Operating from the gun, Golden. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. John Ross, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And they're able to add on to their advantage.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offense. Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He had 3 touchdowns. Throwing to start the drive. Golden to the tight end and complete. It's Sternberger over the middle. And now they're in the hurry-up. On first and 10, Golden. Quick completion here to Johnson. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run. Here's Harris. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. To throw on second down. Golden. He's going to wind up and air it out. Touchdown! Deontay Johnson, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Steelers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half. And now to give us momentum going into the second half, give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He had 3. Throwing to start the drive. Golden over the middle, complete. It's Harris. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They'll start the drive with Harris. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Looking to throw. Golden. This one brought in by Sternberger. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They run with Harris. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener. And it was the visiting Steelers who came away victorious, so they'll look to claim the season series with a win here in Pittsburgh.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Golden. He gets it complete to Harris. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the 1st.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense.
A handoff to Harris to begin the drive.
And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Golden looking deep downfield. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 51 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Here's Harris. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Back to throw. Golden. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Looking to throw. Golden. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Sam Hubbard gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now. And now out come the Steelers. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
62 yards on the ground for him so far.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Harris. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So nothing doing there. And that's going to bring up the 4th down.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
Now Harris. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. This is Harris. And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he's stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them no.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
A couple more minutes, and maybe the outcome of this one, Charles, would have been different.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. Throwing to start the drive. Golden. And incomplete on the deep ball.
We know he has a lot of confidence in his arm and likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate it wasn't picked off.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. This is Harris. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
To throw on 3rd down.
Golden. Slant pass complete. Najee Harris. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Throwing on first down. Golden. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. 23 yards, the final tally.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
They'll run with Harris. And they'll be stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 21 carries, 67 yards.
They're coming off of back-to-back wins, and I think a lot of credit belongs to this guy right here because, to me, he's not only carried his weight, he's carried a few other guys along as well. He's helped draw defensive attention away from not just him, but open things up for his teammates, too. So if this winning streak is going to continue to have some legs to it, he has to remain effective and put together another nice game.
Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal. So they gave up the early touchdown. This has been a pretty good response. Nice drive, taking it down 1st and goal.
And I know all the cliches jump in, right? Don't get away from your game plan too early. Make sure you're settled down. Don't panic. But it's all true, isn't it? Because otherwise, you get out of what you plan to do during the game, and it's still early. Don't get...
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. It's a foot race. He's at the 40, 20, 10, 5, and he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD.
Previous play is under review. After reviewing the play,
So that challenge, a successful one.
to the interception. Golden. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Operating from the gun. Golden. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Deontay Johnson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers are an extra point away. He threw the touchdown pass on that last drive, his 20th on the year. And he'll start again here, first down. On first down, Golden. That's complete to the former Aggie Jay Sternberger. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one goes for 24 yards. On first and 10, Golden. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. A give to Harris. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. So first and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw. Golden. Got a man open. It's Ross. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Holding. Offense.
He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. The Steelers at 7-3 now on the year. And they've been in a great groove. Winners of 7 of their last 10 now on the year.
And last week was a bit of a nail-biter, a 3-point victory, but it's also the kind of game that reveals a team's true character. They fought all the way and came out victorious.
Looking to throw on second down. Golden got his man complete over the middle. It's Johnson. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on third down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 19. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. So here's a first and 10 now down inside the 20. They'll look to throw again. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harris. No gain on the play. And that'll make it second down. Back to throw again. And it's caught. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll try to run with Harris. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are going to take. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. Throwing to start the drive. Golden. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. Operating from the gun. Golden. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Golden. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
Throwing on 1st down. Golden. Open. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the Colts pick it up. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Throwing to start the drive. Golden. He finds his man. Complete. That's Ross. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the 1st down.
On 1st down, Golden. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Complete. It's Johnson.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level. But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
On 1st and 10, Golden. He finds his man. Complete. It's Ross. And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. 1st down. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. Throwing on 1st down. Golden. Touchdown! Jay Sternberger, his 1st touchdown on the year.
And the Steelers answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
They'll start on the ground with Harris.
And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
From the gun on 3rd down.
Golden. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time.
And the Steelers set to take the field. Throwing to start the drive.
Golden.
Making the catch is Sternberger. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11.
Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Looking to throw. Golden. He finds his man, complete. It's Ross. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Working with a 2nd and 3. On the ground, it's Harris.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They run again with Harris.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Harris running straight ahead.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. On 3rd down,
Golden.
And in for the Steelers touchdown.
Deontay Jackson with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Steelers get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the 4th quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
Scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really the Steelers ready to take over on offense. return to Harris to begin the drive. To about the 35, second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. Here's another carry for Harris. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Arnold Ebiketie gets there for the stop. Now it's 2nd and 9. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
On first down, Golden eluding the pressure right. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. On the give, this is Harris. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. The first carry now for Benny Snell.
Holding. Offense.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
To throw on second down, Golden. Here's Johnson with a reception. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 13-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage.
That's a nice completion that can set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
This is where good coaching and execution come into play, because down this close, you absolutely don't want to turn it over. Good job keeping that in mind as he escaped, bought time, and decided throwing it away was his best option.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And that'll be incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Pat Freiermuth, his 5th touchdown now on the year. Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. He had the touchdown pass last time they had it. And they'll start here with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Golden. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And it goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Back to throw. Golden. Completing it to the right side. Johnson. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 27 yards there, a first down. Looking to throw. Golden. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. But it looked like the Steelers were able to recover, and they will indeed hold on to the ball. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Back to throw. Golden. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation. That's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Harris. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
I thought he did a nice job there of reading the coverage and realizing he didn't have anything downfield. So what quarterback doesn't love having a running back who's a terrific safety valve that he can dump the ball off to and turn it into a big hitter anyway?
After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. Harris. Going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Operating from the gun. Golden. Open. That is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Steelers go up by 2 touchdowns. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on.
Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He's got 2 touchdowns. Throwing to start the drive. Golden. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. And then you give up the touchdown on the last drive, and now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things.
Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. On first and 10. Golden. That's swung out wide to Harris. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on second down. Golden. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
Back to the air on second down. Golden. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. And he's got it. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. It's a quarterback sneak, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. It's their quarterback scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Steelers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And he's...
Throwing to start the drive. Golden. He gets this one to Johnson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's past the halfway. Week 13 here in the NFL, first weekend of December. Playoff races definitely coming into focus now, and we got a couple of good ones in prime time. Tonight, national audience gets a look at the Colts for a second straight weekend. This time they're at Dallas, 7:20 Central Time for that kick. And then Monday night, Saints and Bucks from Tampa. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking to throw. Golden. And that is incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get the series back on track with a completion for enough yards for a first down.
To throw on 3rd down. Golden. He finds his man Johnson. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Golden. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Well, the connection they've had has been excellent today, but not on that snap. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion with him.
From the gun on 3rd down. Golden. Johnson's got it complete. They juked him. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
And he will find his big tight end over the middle. Touchdown! Pat Freiermuth with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker.
He had the touchdown pass on that previous drive, number 25 for him.
Throwing to start the drive. Golden. That's complete to John Ross. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Off play action. Golden. And the catch made by Johnson. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't 3rd down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the first down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite the lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up the...
And in for the Steelers, touchdown. Pat Fryermuth, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that.
Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. Throwing to start the drive. Golden looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harris. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game, and that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. On second down, this is Harris. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. On third down, Golden. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement.
The Steeler offense set to regain possession. And with that last touchdown, I mean, we're set up for a good finish here. Some things to consider, Charles. Obviously, it's a very close game. You're in the fourth quarter. Defensively, they've got all 3 timeouts in their back pocket.
So the chess match really ramps up, doesn't it? Because in these situations, what do? Do you run the ball and kill the clock here? Or do you try to bury them with another score? And how about defensively? Do you use your timeouts at earliest opportunity? Or wait till you hit the 2-minute warning? So there's a lot going into this one. Let's see how each side goes about their strategy.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. That's complete to the former Aggie, Jay Sternberger. First target, first catch, and a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Throwing on first down. Golden. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got it at the 15. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 47 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So after the big play, look at this. All the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. They hand this off to Harris. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage. And that's certainly... And now out come the Steelers. Harris starts the drive on the ground, and he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll run again with Harris. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Now Harris. And he's across the 45. It'll be second down. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Harris.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. 93 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they turn to, and it doesn't.
Oh, no, he lost the football, and the Falcons grab it. And now off to the races, down the right side, past the 20. And can you believe this? A big mistake leads to a defensive touchdown, and they're a point away from tying this thing up. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. Throwing to start the drive. Golden. He's got Johnson. And he'll get him a first down up past the 40 as the clock ticks on. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. On first down, Golden. Open man downfield is Johnson. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 34 yards the gain that time, another first down. And that throw there going to put him over 4,000 yards passing now for the season, maybe strengthening his MVP consideration.
And you figure with still a handful of games left to play, 5,000 yards is not totally out of
A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Steelers, they continue to make their case for the playoffs as they move to 9-3. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time.